Hey, what's up everyone? This is Jake Ballentine coming at you with some practical positivity. And today what I want to talk about is rejection. How do you deal with rejection? It's something that all of us face. We all face rejection, and how do you deal with it? Now the truth is if you don't ask, you don't get. But the more that you ask, the more rejection you're going to face. So it's kind of a catch-22 because the more I ask, the more I ask, the more no's I'm going to get. But if I don't ask, then I'm not going to get something. But that's what you need to realize, is that people who are successful, they're not afraid to ask. They're going to ask, 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 ask. And what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Well, the worst thing that's going to happen is that you're going to get a no. And when a no comes, in my mind, what I say is no equals next. No equals next. No equals next. Now, I face rejection all the time. Literally every single day, I'm getting emails saying, nope, we're not interested. In fact, yesterday I got an email that said, I kid you not, we are not even remotely interested in bringing you to our event. Please do not ever contact me or our organization again. Now, that's a little bit harsh. That's a little bit harsh, maybe harsher than most of the emails that I get. But the truth is that I do get no's every single day. I'm getting people who say no. And the reason why is because I'm asking every day. I'm asking over and over and over again. People ask all the time to me, hey Jake, how are you doing assemblies at schools all over the country? How are you keynoting at conferences all over the country? How are you having so much success? The reason why I'm having success is because I'm not afraid to ask. I'm asking, and you guys would not believe the volume of people that I ask. I'm asking people constantly, and I'm not afraid of them saying no, because I know that the more that I ask, the more that I'm going to get. It also means the more rejection I'm going to get, but when I get that rejection, in my mind, I see a no and it means next. No, next, no, next, no, next. That's what I think about, and that's what you have to think about. The other thing that you need to realize is that when you don't try, when you don't ask, when you don't apply for that job, when you don't apply for that college, when you don't try out for that team, whatever it is, when you don't do that, you actually got a no by default. You got a no by default. You got rejection by default because you did not try. See, if you don't try out for that team, you're not on that team. But if you do try out for that team and you don't make it, guess what? You're still not on that team. You did not lose anything. It's just in our mind we feel like if we're rejected, it means something bad about us. But you got to remember that when you get a no, it doesn't change anything. You did not lose anything. It's just in our heads, we're worried about what that means about us. And what I want you to realize is that when you get rejection, maybe you submitted some kind of a story or a paper to a competition. Maybe you put a movie that you made, you put it in up for a film festival. You were trying out to get a part of a film festival. Maybe, I don't know what it is. Whatever it is that you are doing, whatever it is that you're trying, when you get those things, just remember that no equals next. And to me, what I think is, if someone says no, then we probably weren't a good fit anyway. I don't even use the word no that often when it comes to people saying no to me. I just in my head say, well, they're not a good fit, so I'm going to move to the next one. And so remember that for you. If they're not saying, yes, we want you, then you don't want to be with them anyway. You don't want to work with them anyway. You don't want to do whatever it is that you are going to do with them. For me, I want the people to hire me who are all in on bringing me to their event. Not just somebody. I want them to want me. I want them to want to bring the brand of musical motivation that I bring, the practical positivity that I bring. I want them to be all in on Jake Ballentine. I want them to be for sure that they want me to come to their event. If they're on the fence, I don't want them to bring me anyway. And the truth is that I want people who are just as excited to bring me to their event as I am excited to go to their event. So if they're going to say no, I just immediately go next, and I knew that they weren't a good fit anyway, so I'm not going to get down on it. So for you, remember that. Rejection comes, the more that you ask, the more rejection you're going to face. The more that you ask, the more rejection you're going to face. But remember, the more that you ask, the more that you're going to get. But if you don't ask, you're never going to get. But if you're just afraid of rejection all the time, you're not going to ask, and then you're not going to get. Everyone who's successful has faced all kinds of rejection. Every single success story has involved rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection. So the practical positivity that you need to take away from this today is ask, 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 ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. And the more that you ask, the more rejection you're going to get. But remember, if you don't ask and if you're afraid of rejection, well, you're going to be rejected by default. So go out there, don't be afraid to be rejected. Just keep asking, and remember, no equals next.